All right, well, I'm gonna keep battling with DontWordle. If you're not familiar with DontWordle, this is like Wordle, but you're trying not to solve it. You're trying not to get the answer. This is definitely my worst puzzle by far. I fail at this all the time, or accidentally succeed, and therefore fail. We're gonna try, I'm just gonna stick with fluff. It usually works for me as a starting word. It's been pretty good. Ooh, okay, the U is not great. All right. Now, there is undos. We can undo and try again. I like to try and do it without undos unless it forces me to undo. Nothing wrong with doing undos if that's how you like to play. I mean, my first thought is doubt, but that's not a very good, I doubt that's a very good word. We wanna try and reuse. Now we could do something like usurp, double up the U, but S and R are pretty good letters. Do something like aquas, which the Q is good to stick in there, but the S is pretty good. I don't know if I want to use the S. I think I want to save the S. Could do Chuck. That's not terrible. The double C, the K. Feels like we should be able to do something with Z's, something like a, you know, like buzz, but is a buzz a word? They're all a buzz? We could try that. Oh, it is a word, okay. There we go, so that was good. That was good, all right. So now we can still do Chuck, which I think is pretty good with the double C and the K. Okay, good. Now, what do we wanna do next? So at some point we're gonna have to start using some other, like O and I. I guess we did the A. We need to use O and I and E at some point, but I mean, we could do wound or wound. I mean, we're starting to get some good letters there with the N and the O, but I mean, we have to start using some good letters at some point. I feel like the W and the D aren't too bad. We could do pound, of course, sound, mound. There's a lot of ounds, so that's a potential trap there. Round, sound, pound, mound, wound, but you know, even if it is one of the ounds, there's a chance we could guess 3 of them and get this. And it's not necessarily an ound. There's lots of things it could be. We could also do something like trout, which would double up on the T. So that's pretty good too. What about, oh no, we can't because the U has to be there. Never mind. Let's try wound or wound, however you want to pronounce it. Oh, it is an O. Oh, it's O-U-N, but not O-U-N-D. There's only 5 words left. So, I mean, O-U-N, what? T, obviously. Mount. What else could it be besides T? G. Young. Young. It's getting really dangerous here with only 5 words left. So we've got mount, we've got young. What else can we think of? O-U-N, if it's not G or T, could it be Y? Could have an S at the end. Nouns is interesting. Okay, well I can think of 3. Nouns, mount, and young. It says there's 5. The other 2 are probably obscure words. I wish I could think of those, because those would be good ones to guess. I mean, they're all 3 equally likely as answers, but I don't know. I'm gonna guess nouns first, I think. I feel like that's less likely because I don't know for sure if DontWordle doesn't include plurals. I know a lot of these games don't, so based on that, I'm gonna go with nouns. Okay, good. And since I had the double N, that would be good too. That was my other thinking there. Now, mount and young, which is less likely? I mean, they're both equally likely. Let's go with young. I feel like, even though both words are equally likely, I've got to guess one of the 2. And this one, G and Y, well, M and T, I don't know. The T is a good letter. Now, that doesn't really matter because it's our final guess. Both are equally likely. I don't know, now I'm talking myself out of young and thinking mount, but I'm just gonna go with it. I'm not gonna think, is it young? Hey, it's not young, all right, I failed. I succeeded in failing. I failed to succeed. I did the good thing, the good one. All right. Wow, okay. And it's gotta be mount, right? Yeah, mount. Okay, so after nouns, it says there was 2 left, mount and young. So what were the other 2 of the 5? So nouns, nouny and towns with a U? What is that? Probably like an alternate spelling of towns, I'm guessing. T-O-U-N, it's Middle English, it's town. It's a town or village. So it's just an alternate spelling or an old archaic word for town. And nouny, I guess nouny means like resembling a noun. That's kind of nouny. Yeah, I don't know. Never would have come up with either of those words, so yeah, well, I got lucky this time. There was three words that I could think of, and I guessed 2 of them, and I didn't get the bad one or the right one. I got the 2 wrong ones. I don't know how you want to look at it, but all right, and a nice green and gray and a symmetrical pattern to it, so that's kind of fun. So, all right, there you go. Let me know how you did with today's Don't Wordle, and if you succeeded in failing or if you failed to succeed. And be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon with some more puzzles.